Hello, and thank you for listening in. Today we are going to be walking through a demonstration of the image gallery web part for SharePoint, as well as looking into the configuration and what functionalities it offers. You could see here that I'm within the water cooler area of my site. If I scroll down, we have some recent outings, and this is an area where people can share images. The image gallery web parts help to display visual images in a clean gallery style layout. You can have multiple image galleries on a page, all of which can contain and house multiple images. The image gallery web part has different style options and customizable features to best match your community's visual identity and brand. You can see here if I scroll down a bit more, I can even hover over the images to see the descriptions and the titles associated with each one uploaded. I can also click on an image to see it in a wider view with the title and the description below. Now let's look at the setup section of the image gallery web part configuration. You can see within the setup section, this is where I'm actually going to add my new images that I want to display on the front end. You can see everything that's already here I have in this list. For example, if I wanted to move this Vancouver to be lower down in the list than Mountain in Istanbul, I could do so just by simply dragging and dropping it. If I wanted to edit an already existing image, I could simply click on the pencil icon and edit the available fields, such as title, subtitle, the image field, so what image is actually being shown, as well as the description field. This description field is shown to users once they click on an image and are viewing it in a wider view. If I wanted to add a new image, I simply can click Add Image. For this new image, I filled out my title, NYC Skyline. My subtitle is Check Out the Skyline. Here's where my image is actually coming from, and it's saying what image is being displayed. And then here's the description that would be associated when I click on the image and view it in a wider screen. So for example, if I click Save Image and I save my changes and I republish, you could see here that if I click on my new one, NYC Skyline, check out the skyline, and here's where my description displays. Now let's look at the themes section within the image gallery web part configuration. Your first option to configure is the light box background color. This is the color that you see when you click on an image to view it in a wider screen. What do you want that color behind it to be displayed as? This image text color is related to the subtitle and title that are shown when you hover over an image, as well as when you click on the image to view it in a wider screen. This light box background opacity is directly related to this background color. So how opaque do you want that background color to be when you click on an image and view it in a wider view? You have two hover effect options as well. This specific one is for the caption hover effect. You can either pick between flat or fade for all of your images within the image gallery. If you select flat, you have the option to set a caption opacity as well as the color. So how opaque do you want this caption color to be behind the title and subtitle text? You could also automatically set the caption text color, or you could set it here with a hexadecimal code. You also have the ability to select an additional hover effect. You could pick between focus, shadow, or none. This is directly related to when you're hovering over the images and what you want that behavior to be. Now let's actually just take a brief look. You could see here that when I hover over an image, it focuses on that specific image and grays everything else out. That's as a result of that additional hover effect and setting it to focus, which is the default. You can see when I hover on specific stories that have a title and a subtitle associated with it, I could see that navy color behind, and it is set to the opacity that we wanted. If I actually go in and click on an image from the gallery, you could see here that I could see the image in a wider view. I also have this darker light box background color applied here for my configuration. You can also see that because we had our opacity set to be somewhat high, we can see through the background. This text down here is your title, your subtitle, and your description. You could see that it did take on that white text color that we applied within the theme configuration. When I actually hover over stories that have a title and a subtitle as well, you could see that white text here. The next section within the configuration is called Advanced Settings. Here you could set the columns count for your image gallery. So how many columns do you want going horizontally across in your image gallery? Right now we have it set to 5, so you could see that there are 5 images going across. I could lower it and set it to 2, 3, or 4, or I could raise it and have more images going across horizontally. I can also set rounded corners for my images. So I can either set it to none, small, medium, or large. Right now we have it set to small, so you could see that each story has a small rounded effect applied to it. You could set the gutter here. The gutter refers to the space between each image. So right now we have it set to 9, but I could lower it and set it to 6 pixels, or I can make it higher and set it to something such as 15. The last option within this advanced settings area is the max gallery height. So what do you want your overall image gallery height to be in terms of pixels? Again, right now we have it set at 900. I could simply set it to a lower number such just by clearing it and typing it in, or I could use this dial to adjust it accordingly. The next area within the configuration is the fonts area. You see that you have the ability to set fonts for the title text, subtitle text, and the description text that you see if you click on an image to view it in a wider view. For each font type, you could set either a basic font, you could search for a Google font, or you can upload a custom font with a WOOF, TTF, or EOT file. If I selected a basic font, I could go through and select that font style, the font weight, as well as the font size. If I selected the Google font, I could always search for a Google font, set the subset, select the font weight or style, as well as set the font size. And again, this can be done for your title, your subtitle, as well as description. So it gives you lots of flexibility to help align with your branding needs. The last section within the image gallery web part configuration is the migrate configuration. Let's say I have an image gallery built out and I really love how it looks and I want to move it or apply it somewhere else in my site. Or it might be a good starting point for moving it somewhere else in my site, and I might make a few more modifications to it. If I don't want to have to go through and reconfigure everything, I could simply open up this image gallery that's already configured, navigate to the copy current configuration, click to copy it to my clipboard, navigate somewhere else in my site, and within the add new configuration, I can simply just paste in that current configuration code, click apply, and I'll already have everything that I configured within this new image gallery. After you're done making all changes, of course, be sure to press Save All. Thank you so much for listening in to the image gallery demo. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.